What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
We're back.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what up, world? We appreciate y'all for tuning in. What up, Mikey?
Love,
You know what I'm
love,
saying?
love.
What up, world? We love
what
y'all
it
guys,
is.
man.
You know
Thank
what
you
it
for
is.
supporting us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. You know what I mean? You'll have all the socials.
Turn on the post notifications so you get the videos. Because I'm tired of y'all being like, when did y'all drop? Every Thursday.
Every Thursday we drop it. We're
Come
trying to
on.
figure out the time that's best for y'all.
Right.
But we love the support. We love the community. We thank everybody for, really showing us the love and the support, man. We appreciate y'all. Continue to share.
Appreciate y'all.
Continue to like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to blow up the whole thing, man.
Yup.
And as always, glory be to God.
Absolutely. All praise due.
Yes, sir. You're tuned in to episode 5. Cinco.
5.
That means we
Cinco.
official, man. That means we consistent,
I'm
man.
trying to tell you, 5.
We're trying to get a little space right in here, yo. Right in your membrane.
That's over a month.
Yeah.
Over a month.
Right. 5 usually creates a routine. You know what I'm saying? You do anything 5 times, that's what you do.
Locked in.
So if you locked in 5 times, you down with the gritty and
You know what I'm
show,
saying?
man.
You know what I'm saying? They
You know
say
what
it
I'm
takes 5 years to build a foundation, 5 episodes to stay locked in. with the Gritty and Wylie show. Come on now.
Right. At least give us a minute of your time, man. We got some good topics. We really talking to the people. You know what I'm saying? We on ground zero. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking from a perspective of we ain't never been through it. We talking through it. We going through it.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come
We
on
going
now.
through it right now, and we want to share our thoughts and our
Exactly.
hearts with y'all. You know what I mean? Thank y'all.
Exactly. Love.
So let's get right into it, man. Suns hire Mike Budenhauser. Is that how you say his name? Budenhauser?
Yes.
Bud.
Bud.
That's all we call him. Coach Bud. Budenholzer.
Just-
Budenhauser.
Budenholzer.
He was let go from Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they brought in Doc. But from what I know, he's a
I don't even know why they let him go.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad coach. My thing is like,
Right.
he's the coach
'Cause he's
that,
white?
that beat us. Like, how we bringing in the coach that beat us to take us somewhere that you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, it's all part of that glazing bloodline, yo. Them Phoenix cats, that's what y'all do.
Bad history, man.
Y'all,
We
y'all
just-
lose to the guys, and then y'all try to bring
we
them
try
in.
to bring him in. I guess. I mean, shoot.
It happens,
Yeah,
man.
I guess. Hey, as moving on up, I guess, Frank Vogel, he had done the same thing. Won a
He
chip.
didn't know what he was doing.
Didn't know what he was doing. I knew he was gone. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully Bud could do something. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all looking at?
This May says this. Is this reverse racism?
What now? What is racist? What?
Reverse racism?
We try not to get canceled, but I don't know what reverse
I'm
racist.
just saying, is it though?
I don't know what that means.
I mean, I guess what he's saying is that not bringing in a brother
Right.
and not even interviewing a brother,
Just
right?
no. What I'm saying is, okay, so they let Frank Vogel go,
Right.
hire him.
Okay.
They let Budenholzer go, hire Doc.
Okay.
Is this reverse racism?
Well, we like Vogel go and then hire Bulldozer. And they both white, so
No, maybe.
you
I
know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
I
if
don't
they
know.
interviewed any brothers though.
I don't
know
think they
about
did.
that.
I
What's
don't
up
think
with
they
Mark
did.
Jackson? He's still
Oh,
out there.
man.
You see, I mean,
I'm hoping LA scoop him up, man.
Yo,
That's
think
what
so?
I think. I hope so. But
I wanted Mark.
right.
I wanted Mark,
I don't
man.
know, man. They
Pause.
really. Yo. Well, yo.
Yeah.
we really trying to figure out why Mark Jackson got banned from the league.
He
like
said he
this.
was saying something about that.
Yeah, we talked about that a few
Yeah.
eps ago, but
Right.
I'm like, dudes make mistakes. I guess maybe he got out there, was talking to a certain audience, and they just blackballed them paws from the league. And I'm
Right.
like,
It
yo.
happens.
But at the end of the day, Bud is a good coach, like you said. I
You
don't
know
know
what
why.
I'm saying?
I don't know why they got rid of him in the Milwaukee.
make
Because they was
sense.
winning. When didn't
They
have
was
a
better
winning
than they
record?
was with Doc.
They had a winning record and they fired him during the season for no reason.
Right.
I mean,
For those fans that don't know what we're talking about right now, let me make sure you understand. So let me give you the context.
right.
Coach Bud was with Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Right after the All-Star break, they fired him. They brought in Doc Rivers to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Bud was on ice at the crib. Phoenix get knocked off.
Yep.
Vogel out.
Outta
That's the
there.
head coach of the
Gotta
Phoenix
get up outta
Suns.
there, yup.
He out of there. They bring in Coach Bud from Milwaukee,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't even know if any brothers got the job, opportunity to interview for the job.
You know, it's
You know what I'm saying?
it's tough. It's tough in the NBA industry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They try to keep it as consistent as possible. If you look at, there's 30 teams, making sure that the majority of those teams got coaches that, look the same.
Right.
That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So hopefully he get it done, man. I'm not a big fan of the Phoenix Suns, as y'all know.
Hey.
I like a couple of players, but hopefully they get it done. But the real topic here is who the Lakers is
That's what
bringing
I'm
in.
saying. Hey, okay, so if it's not Mark Jackson, because it's not seeming like it's gonna be Mark Jackson, who would you want?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going out to Montana. That's a state somewhere on the West Coast.
Montana?
And go get Phil Jackson.
Phil?
That's where he hang out at.
He said go get Phil.
I'm gonna get Phil. Phil about
on the West Coast.
He's about 80 years old.
The last
now,
time Phil was,
I'm gonna get Phil.
Last time he was doing some stuff with the Knicks when he was president of basketball operations, they was bad, like really
He
bad,
made some
like
bad decisions.
But he the one who got Porzingis though.
right. He
is.
did
He
bring
did.
Kristoff.
he didn't keep him though.
Nah, they couldn't keep him. He made some bad decisions in New York. I'm not gonna lie, with a few draft picks and some decisions. But at the end of the day, when he's in LA, he you know what I mean, he was getting it done.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
I heard an interesting perspective that the Lakers was gonna get JJ Redick.
Man,
Yeah, that's what they talking about.
That was fake news.
You said
You
it's
think
fake
that's
news?
fake news?
Man, him and Braun doing the podcast. Braun like, yo, I like what he talking about.
He said he knows some ball, man.
Or put it like this. They probably said, yo, we need to keep Braun. If he doing a podcast with homie, that gotta be his man's a little bit.
Right.
Pause.
Gotta be.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like,
I don't
JJ
know.
Redick? You hear what he talking about?
He's an analytics guy, though. That's the
yeah.
thing that I don't want to see in coaching is where they coach through analytics instead of through like philosophies and things like that.
Right. Right now we're discussing the Lakers getting that new head coach. They got a coaching vacancy.
Yeah.
Right now it looks crazy talking about JJ Redick. He went
former
to Duke.
player.
Yeah, he went to Duke. He's a shooter. He's still fairly young.
Yeah, big numbers guy though. He's real big on if you're shooting threes the same amount, it's more effective to shoot threes than shoot twos and all of this and all of that.
If you bring so much science and analytics to the game, you lose the purity of the game, man. I'm about basketball.
He's
man.
a purist,
right? I love analytics to a point.
Yeah,
I don't want to debase it. Analytics now. Analytics are the numbers that are being tracked.
Yep. It tells a story.
That tells the story because they say men lie, women lie,
and numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, when you got those kind of people in your organization, they constantly trying to figure out the appropriate numbers that make you win.
Exactly.
I'm about grit and heart and determination.
Right. Regardless of the numbers, we gonna
take
win.
as many threes as you need to win. Get to the Baja to win.
Right.
Get to the free throw line to win. Don't do that because that lessens our chances of winning. And that's kind of what analytics kind of comes out to me.
Right.
Don't like I at a few high schools I've coached at, there was philosophies that a midi doesn't help you if you might as well shoot the three.
That's crazy.
But if you don't shoot the three well, you start looking real bad when you got a whole team of guys shooting threes.
Right.
In transition, coming down, stopping at the 3-point line because you believe in your philosophy was if you take more threes and either shoot the lower percentage, it will help you more if you take twos and shoot that at a high percentage.
Because they're saying it's a bigger number. 3 is more than 2, I guess.
Right, but more misses and more makes. This is a miss or make league.
That's
bottom line. So I'm trying to put the ball in the hole.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So kids, if you're watching, stay off the 3-point line. I think I talked about this a couple of episodes ago. It's killing your game because you're not going to be really, really good at it.
Right.
Stay in the midi. Get your technique right, understand the game, and then maybe start to venture off into the 3. Don't teach your kid 3 first.
Right, exactly.
Because you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem because I see a lot of 3s going up.
And a lot of not makes, like bad
Well, it's
misses.
just bad misses.
Like very bad. I'm open and it hits the side of the backboard. I'm open.
You don't shoot close range shots well. You don't shoot free throws well. You're not a high percentage on your layups. But you're going to shoot 3s.
But you're going to practice 3s for 30 minutes, just shooting them and missing.
Because it looks good.
I mean, LeBron was talking about it. He was saying, like, I can shoot more 3s, but if I shoot 3s, it's taking pressure off of the defense because they can't guard me going downhill. There's some cats that are letting the defense off the hook by not going downhill.
Right.
I don't get it.
When you don't get to the rim or you're not aggressive off the dribble, you really affect the game by not putting them in foul trouble.
Exactly.
Not putting the pressure on the defense.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story. As coaches, we could get into that all day.
About this
we don't want to lose the viewer who don't know basketball.
You know
but at the end of the day, to wrap it up, if I'm LA, I'm going to go get Phil Jackson. If I can't get Mark Jackson,
you said stay with the Jacksons.
I'm gonna go get Phil Jackson.
You said you got to get Michael Jackson.
It might be his uncle from another mother, but I'm gonna go get Phil Jackson instead of
Mark Jackson.
Phil Jackson first, Mark Jackson.
See, they was talking about the Warriors assistant coach, which I see his philosophies and things like that. He's a shooting type coach. I don't think you bring any shooting type coaches over to LA. You don't got no shooters, you know.
You got to bring manager of egos, a big name, a guy who could sit in that chair and demand respect.
Right,
you know
right.
You got the king over there.
Right. They say a Ty Lue.
I seen that.
You think you could pull him away from the Clips?
I mean,
he's still in LA.
The Clippers ain't done nothing since he been there, and it's not his fault.
Right.
So I think they on a situation where they trying to part ways.
Crypto got my two.
Right. So we'll see how that goes, but Phil Jackson, holla at your boy.
Right.
All right. NBA Combine Draft.
It's weird this year. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm looking at these names of these guys.
I'm like, but this is kind of like that conversation about. I'm not saying Joe's, but the people that play their roles. Like
this is a role player year draft.
This is if you want to build depth for your team.
This is that draft.
Some guys.
There's a few recognizable names at the top.
Tristan Newton is one of them.
Right. You got Dillingham.
Get him.
You got Bronny, who ain't even in the lottery, they're saying.
Yeah.
Then you got
Buddy from Purdue.
Shepard.
Yeah, they got Zach Edey.
Yeah. They got some other guys that, no disrespect, they just not household names.
Yeah.
But
hopefully they can be.
But I think the talk of the draft, if I'm right or wrong, is Bronny James. He's the talk of the draft?
Yeah.
Because I think there's I want to clear something up about a whole thing with his pops being LeBron James, and that's not fair that he get a spot in the league. He hasn't earned it.
Right, talk to him.
So let me talk about this. It happens every day in corporate America.
Right.
Every day,
the
big guy, the big wig brings in his son or his nephew. Nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That basically means that no qualifications.
Zero.
No experience.
Zero.
But you get the plus job because your pops or your uncle.
Somebody that you know, you got to connect.
He pulled you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why it's a big deal in basketball when we talking about the brothers helping out his son.
It's because it's arguably the greatest player of all time. So like with Michael Jordan, his son wasn't good. So his son didn't make it. So it's like, why is Bronny gonna make it when they but this is the thing, Bronny is a good basketball player.
Nah, he is.
It's not like he's bad. People keep staying on those numbers talking about, well, he didn't average this. First and foremost, y'all got to think about this. How many players do you know came back from a cardiac arrest who are still going at it, who are still actively saying, I don't care that my dad is in the league. I don't care about none of that. I'm trying to get drafted off of my talent. And he's playing he shot 12 threes in a row in the star drill?
Right. He's probably top 3 shooter in the whole combine.
And defender. He's up there on defense.
And he's an athlete.
6'7" wingspan.
Right. He's just a little shorter than they anticipated. He's like 6'1".
He's not 6'4".
They say he's like 6'1", 6'2", but he got the 40-inch vert.
40.5,
it was all over the gram. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people are starting to say, yo, Bronny can play.
I don't know why they didn't say that. Like his dad is LeBron James, so he's gonna have him polish. He's gonna have him have more of a pro game. But you was talking about it kind of yesterday off camera, where you were saying like sometimes that college game isn't the best for some players.
Right. Sometimes that college atmosphere can stagnate a great talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whether it's the coaching philosophy, bringing in guys, you get a whole bunch of 5-star. They had Isaiah Collier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a Bronny type similarity, if you ask me.
Right.
So just having them two and then having him coming back off of his medical condition and then kind of, trying to put him out there. It wasn't all smooth, but you saw glimpses of his athleticism and his talent. The boy can shoot the ball.
For sure.
So let's not even get it twisted. He's a pro shooter.
You know what I'm
saying? He's got elite athleticism.
The touch, the pro finish. Like, you see that floater that went to the sky.
Right. And he has the IQ. He has you know what I mean?
Right.
He's sharp as attack.
Right.
Think about the conversations they have in their crib constantly about the game.
That's what I'm
you know
saying.
What I'm saying? So shout out to Bronny James, man.
Yeah.
Yo, block out the noise to the naysayers. Yo, yo, Bron, and whatever you could pull your son up to,
Right.
by
Get
all
him there.
means, get him there, man. Don't even worry about what nobody's talking about. I think the kid can play.
Yeah.
I'm vouching.
I think he's a hooper. I'm looking at this lottery though. The Pistons don't get the #1 draft pick again.
We so fried, man.
Yeah.
Again?
We ain't been good.
They gave it to the Hawks?
Since
But you know
Blake
what,
Griffin.
though? To be honest with you, Detroit need veterans. They got mad young dudes. If you look at their roster.
They do.
Their roster is full of young dudes.
It is.
And the guys in the first 10 picks that they predicted, they about what they got already. They got big guards.
They got a big.
They got a big.
Yeah.
They got young. They got youth.
They got some shooters.
They need
over
some.
there. Yeah.
They need some veteran leadership. What they lost like 20 in a row.
It was more than that. I think it was like 27.
It was to a point when they was talking about moving the franchise.
What veteran
right?
do they bring in though?
I don't know,
for them young
man.
niggas to be like, nah, we
I
gonna
don't
listen.
know.
Udonis Haslam, like,
right?
a
player coach, right?
They bring
I don't know, man. The league has gotten so young.
Yeah, that's the
You
problem.
know what I'm saying?
That's
So
the problem.
when you talking about bringing in a vet that could really shake things up, I don't know if nobody want to go there at this point.
Right.
They rather go to,
Miami.
get that mid-level exception on the Lakers
Right.
or somebody who is in contention. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, at least a high level vet, because the thing is, you can have some vets, but you need somebody that the kids go respect. They not trying to be like, man, the last time you scored 20 was like 16 years ago.
Right. So you gotta
go,
It's gonna be tough, man, for Detroit. It's gonna be tough for
It's gonna be
Detroit.
tough.
Who the #1 pick was what?
Atlanta,
right?
Yeah,
Atlanta.
That's good for Atlanta, though.
Right, but they in a weird situation because they got a lot of youth.
Yeah, they got to make a decision between Murray and Trae Young.
Right, because what they gonna bring in another guy?
They
Or they gonna bring
if
in
I was then, I would get Eddie.
You get Edie?
Zach
Yeah,
Zach
Edie,
Edey?
whatever,
Yeah,
to help out Capella.
Yeah.
Big body.
They need
Can't go wrong
They
with
need
it.
some 3-level scorers though, because like Trae Young, he could get it done, but he's deep threat. You know what I'm saying? DeJounte Murray, he can get it done, but he's more of a slasher.
They should have never got rid of Herter.
Right.
Facts. That's what
He
that's
sent
what
them to
hurt him.
Sacramento. Yeah.
That's what hurt him.
Right. So they gotta. I mean, put it this way: whatever they pick, it ain't gonna impact that team.
That's
10 plus wins or nothing.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? You bring in another young guy to add with young guys. It's another try to fight for the play-in.
Maybe they trade that #1 pick to Phoenix and pick up Nurkic or
Something like
pick
that.
Up, pick
I
up
would-
Bradley
if I-
Beal.
if
Yeah,
I
you
was
can have
in-
him.
if I was in-
No, Bradley Beal, no.
If I was in management, I definitely would be thinking about that. I
Right,
definitely
right.
would be thinking about that. We're talking about the NBA draft right now.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things that go on in the NBA.
Stay tuned.
If your team has a top pick, good luck. My team don't. So my interest is very little. I don't really know a lot of those names up there. So check it out. You'll
My
see
team
what I'm
doesn't have a
talking
pick
about.
for 5 years, so I'm
Right.
not gonna be paying attention to it.
Right.
Till
So
I'm 30.
if your team has a top 10 pick, good luck. Mine's don't. So you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know.
But we may end up with Bronny James though. Because they're not saying he's a lottery. So second round Lakers, do your job. Keep
they
LeBron
said the
happy.
Mavs might pick him up.
Hey, what?
Mark Cuban, he'll be devious.
Right.
Oh my
Mark
God.
Cuban, LeBron, I got you. Bring in
And
his
he
son.
know he get the bag
Because
too.
Bron got a player option this summer.
Yeah.
So LeBron is not signed to the Lakers after this year.
They said the
So,
Mavs.
so he got a player option. The player option means that he's got a $50 million contract. He can opt in. He's got to opt in by like July, I think.
Yeah.
So he's got a window there. So I think the opt in is after the draft.
I
or
believe
maybe
so.
around that.
It's
time.
around that. It's in that window.
Give or take. So LeBron, opt in. Lakers, do your job.
Right.
Bring
right.
your son in.
Right,
If you want to
right.
keep the
Any
king.
bus, get right.
Right. Get right.
Tighten up.
You know what I'm saying?
Run the ones. Now this is almost disrespectful.
I mean,
This is borderline disrespect. Melo versus Brunson.
I mean, this is the conversation they having
No,
on the net,
that's
though.
not- Never
I think what he's. I think what.
Carmelo
I, thi-
Anthony.
I think what the ones is that it's the king of New York. You know what I'm saying? I think what the vibe is saying Brunson is now being the toast of the town.
They say he has more 40-point games.
Right,
In the
they
playoffs,
talking about his
more
numbers.
points in the playoffs.
Right,
more,
right.
almost more wins in the
So
playoffs.
you
like
taking young Brunson over young Melo?
No.
no,
No.
Never. What,
Never.
What runs are we?
Nah, I
what
know,
are we
but
running?
you know, hey,
But
but
if you look at the parallel, Brunson had a great college career.
right.
Like this kid, you
They
know
won the
me,
chip.
man. I don't
They
like
did
this.
win the
I don't
chip.
like glazing, and I don't like celebrating without chips.
Didn't they go back to? They went twice.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think he won 2 in like 3 or 4 years. But Brunson is one of them.
And he played for a good Mavs team. They was debating on whether or not they let him go.
Right. Do your research. He was going crazy in travel ball as a youth.
Crazy.
He went crazy at Villanova.
Crazy.
Yes,
Now he's gotten an opportunity to be one of them.
And he's taking it.
And I'm watching him, and it's like, yo, man, if you don't got like the right type of dude defending him, I'm talking about got the size and the length,
40,
and all of the attributes you need to be like able to guard a smaller guard.
It's a guaranteed 40.
He's cooking. But the one thing I could say is different now than with Melo. They not really playing no defense.
Yeah.
They doing that little.
You don't really got to be a 5 level.
But I mean, it's hard to say that though, because he got that bump. He be
yeah, he be getting to it. He be getting to
bump.
it. He gets to it, but I'm talking about the help.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about team defense.
They scoring 130.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a matter of he gets to his spots. There's no help. There's no.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I'm coaching, I'm getting the ball out of his hands.
Right.
We running the double. DiVincenzo, Hart, the rest of them other cats got to beat us.
They got to.
I'm running the double at him. I'm getting the ball out of his hands. I never understand that. Anytime he does any screen or roll action, I'm running a double. Double means we want to put 2 guys on the ball, get the ball out of his hands, apply that pressure, trap him, make him give the rock up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do if I'm defending him. Now with Melo, it was tough to double. Right. Because he could really back you down. Pause, put you in the post.
And he had that one dribble pull up.
Right, he had the pull up game. Yo, his son looking like him.
And he can pull up on the
Cayenne Anthony starting to show a lot of those attributes.
He would. I mean, him and little Gilbert Arenas, those two
going crazy, right? But at the end of the day, man, I'm a Melo fan, man. That's who I run with. Yeah. I run with Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? Number 7. You know what I mean?
We ain't even talk about
number
15.
Yeah.
Right.
From the
when
Nuggets,
he was 15.
with the athleticism.
Oh, man.
With the
he was
braids.
going crazy. Yeah. He was
Melo with the
crazy.
braids.
Young Melo was crazy.
Yeah.
Brunson, all respect.
Yeah. I mean,
but no.
So you talking about starting a franchise or go get a guy? I need a guy to go get.
I need Carmelo.
We talk about we need playoff wins and success for my organization.
But
we need
tips
tips.
Off one season.
Right.
We need some. I mean,
he only been there 2 years, right?
Right. But he was there last year. He went last year, and then he went this year. So
tell us what you think. I know all the OGs is like, what?
I'm just playing devil's advocate because Melo's in my top 10 all time. I love, I like Melo. You know what I'm saying? But the young kids, you know what they say, they don't really know Melo.
Right,
right.
So they rocking with
Brunson.
Right. So you walk through New York City right now, you see a lot of number 11 jerseys.
Yeah, you know a whole lot of 11s, more 11s than 7s now.
Right. Shout out to Brunson. You know what I mean? But if you asking me, my personal opinion is I'm starting my franchise.
Right. I'm staying out of it. I'm not from New York. I don't want y'all to beat me up.
I'm telling you, Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean?
Melo.
I'm staying out of it. But let me know what y'all. Hey, who y'all got running the ones, Melo or Brunson? Who you got?
Who's the king of New York?
King of New York.
What up? What up, Sonny? What up, family? What up, New York City? What up, Queens? What up, Brooklyn?
What up?
You know
like to transition to a different topic. Academics and basketball.
This is
where do they coincide?
Topic.
How do they align? How do they
I'll start this off, man, because it's a topic that I go through with parents all the time about really creating that balance of the student and the athlete, the scholar athlete. Don't ever get it twisted. You can't play basketball at the college level if you think that academics isn't important.
No, you cannot.
You know what I'm saying?
You go on to study tables.
Cannot.
Right. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, you gotta get it right, bro. And you gotta start at the high school level.
Start at the high school
I think
level.
creating that routine.
Middle school.
Right, middle school.
Really?
The clock starts to tick 9th grade.
Yeah.
You know
That's when you gotta start building them habits.
Building those habits and those routines. Middle school, elementary, you get a lot of parent participation, making sure you get it done, making sure that if they need to assist.
It's more completion than anything.
Yeah, just get it done.
Right.
In high school, you gotta really absorb the information and really create the routine.
Because it's good stuff for you.
You gotta have it. And a lot of kids struggle with just the focus because we're such a do it quick, everything quick. Microwave this,
shortcuts.
Uber Eats that, Instagram this, instant.
Right.
I asked a few kids recently, when's the last time you read a whole book? And they all looked at me like, Coach, what?
Book?
A book? I was like, yo, man, remember the Book of Eli?
Yeah,
It's a movie with
yeah,
Denzel.
yeah.
It was about the book and the lost book and how rare books are and how books have kind of like
It was about the
moved off
Bible.
the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah.
But books in general no longer really being relevant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where things are going, man. I
It's a
had a mother ask me recently, like, does school uses books anymore?
Yeah.
I was like, that's a good question.
Great
Because a
question.
lot of things are online. A lot of things are available at one touch. Google this.
Mm-hmm.
One touch that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. Since I work at a juvenile jail, them little niggas read books every day.
Right. You see what I'm saying? But that's
Every-
over.
Yeah, but they gotta get it. They gotta get it.
You know what though?
That's that discipline.
But that's because that's built into the
Right.
program
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they know what a
Curriculum.
book does.
Yeah.
They know a book slows you down,
Yeah.
makes you focus,
Yeah.
makes you absorb, makes you conscious about your words. It helps with your spelling.
Right.
It does a lot of positive things.
Right.
Math, books,
Right.
science.
Right.
All of that breeds, and any kid that watches this, if they even make it this far into the episode,
That they gonna have to read a
because
book.
most kids, 30 seconds. They would have got the first 30 seconds of the episode and then moved on to the
And
next
that's it.
thing.
That's it.
So to sit down and read a book says you got to be patient. And then,
Right.
when they talk about ADHD, that's a lot of things. I talk to
Man.
parents about that all the time.
Yeah.
The attention deficit disorder.
It's not an excuse though.
It's used as a crutch to say my kid can't focus long enough to do this, and
The whole
this.
time your kid don't even got ADHD or
Right.
ADD.
They just don't feel like
care.
they just don't feel like doing it. They just don't have the
Exactly.
patience. But if you one of the first things you want to start look at is how many times when your kid is growing up you put the iPad in front of them. How many times do you put something in front of them to distract them from anything else because you want them to just focus in on
leave you alone.
Yeah, to leave you to focus
Talk to
on
them.
the entertainment or excitement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll let my man get into the clinical stuff, but there's certain parts of the brain, once you kind of click that on all the time, they just want to get to the dopamine in the
That's
brain.
it.
The
That's
excitement,
serotonin.
the serotonin
Right.
and all of that. You know what I mean? Do
Right.
your research. We talking clinicals right now.
Yeah. Right now.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if you create this routine for a kid to always have instant entertainment or
it's not gonna be good
it's gonna
long
be,
term.
It's gonna be tough to ask them to now what? Make sure they do the math in detail, the science in detail.
Right.
So a lot of this stuff we're talking about is the upbringing.
Right.
How you raise your child.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got shout out to my uncle, shout out to my aunt. Their kids, I watched the way he raised them, and academics was a major key, but it wasn't just talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of this whole thing. A lot of foreigners, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Africa, man. My people's from Nigeria. We education first. A lot of people from overseas.
Right.
Parents really, really be on their throats about that education.
Right.
But then we got the American made, the American born, a lot of lackadaisical about education. So
Right.
they come over here, take jobs, you know what I'm saying, more focused, more determined because they not as spoiled by the entertainment.
100%. 100%.
You know what I'm
100%. Yeah.
So it starts from ground zero. It starts in the home. You got to create that routine of the academics as being very important.
Right.
Personally, I tried to balance it as much as I could with my son, being a coach.
He was good at school.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Being a guy who is all in on the basketball realm. Never get it twisted. I'm academics first. Make sure you got your academics in order because it creates the resume you need.
100%.
If you're a Joe, they got to look at the resume.
They got to see that GPA and be like, oh, that's not even a problem. We good. And I relate to that because one, my mom, she's Hispanic, she's Panamanian. So when we was growing up, it was over the summer, the first thing we had to do was read. We were learning the curriculum for the next year, all of that stuff. We wasn't doing no outside fun until we made sure our education was done. And that was during the summer. During the school year, we had to make sure that all of our stuff, we could watch TV until our homework was done.
They got phones now.
All of that, yeah, that's the tough part. They're talking about watching TV on the Panasonic TV. And
they on their phone.
They already on the phone, on the computer, and all that. But and even for me, like going to college, the only reason for why I got into college because I wasn't gonna be able to go because I couldn't afford it was I had a 4.6 GPA and I had I had the 75% bright futures and everything like that. And it's tough though because like when you get that freedom for a lot of these kids, they get that freedom too early. But when they get that freedom, they sit there and say, I can manage my life. I can make sure that I know what is important for me and what is not important for me. But they have a limited experience of life. So they think that, okay, if I put this book down right now and I learn about what's in front of me, then that's what's going to get me to where I want to go. But what's in front of them is temporary, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I have forgot. Because when I went to college, I ended up being ineligible. I ended up just wilding out and doing a whole bunch of stuff and crash out bad, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't because I was a bad student. It was because I wasn't going to class. I wasn't reading. I wasn't engaging myself inside of that environment. And now, you know.
You ain't care.
Yeah, I didn't care. That was the thing. I cared more about what was in front of me, the motion, whatever it was. And then, you know, now coming back as an adult, coming back to school, I got a 3.3. I'm locked in. Maturity. I'm focused. All of those different types of things, and the information and the content of the school is like so much more interesting now than it was before.
Right, because you're more mature.
Right, exactly. But it also applies to my life because I'm like American history. I'm like, okay, I'm living in history. I understand what it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Right. But with kids, they can't really connect with those certain types of things because it's so far back.
And it's not fun.
Exactly.
It's not fun.
Exactly.
I ask all the time, if you look up the definition of work,
ain't no
what
fun
part
in it.
of fun is in there? Where's the fun in work?
It's not there.
Right. And then maturity. A lot of kids is just immature.
Right. It takes time.
It takes maturity to really sit down and say, I want to be the best version of myself academically.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have some discipline.
Right.
I think the two intersect because your intellectual prowess doesn't shift regarding academics and athleticism.
Right.
In both realms, you have to be detail-oriented. You have to be disciplined.
If you want the most out of it.
Committed.
Right,
to whatever. You got to be committed to go to school. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not the best student, you still have to want to get the work done or want to get the tutoring.
Right.
If you're not the most athletic, you still have to want to be the most detailed. You still have to want to be the best fundamentally. You want to be fundamentally
understand
sound.
The IQ, understand
There's so many
plays.
distractions.
Right. You know what I mean?
There's
and
so
even in the game, if you always looking...
right, so concerned, who's that? Right, you can't be your best.
Now you in the class and you like...
Right.
And then you're not going to know your assignment. Right. Exactly.
I got some kids sometimes they forget they got homework or they don't ever turn the
forget you got homework?
How you forget you got homework? That's like the dog ate it. You know what I'm saying? Like all these excuses or this is another one. Did the homework and don't turn it in.
That don't even
like what
make
are you
sense.
doing?
No,
but that's what those are the excuses you hear. Or did the homework, turned it in, didn't put their name on it.
Yeah, just mindless stuff.
They did the homework, but it's the same answers as Johnny.
As Chat GPT?
Right, so stop cheating.
Stop cheating,
do your work, man.
Come on now. It's valuable information.
Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself.
It's valuable information, y'all.
At the end of the day, the regular average Joe has to have a resume.
A great resume.
And your resume says 2.2. It probably you ain't gonna get it to NCAA.
3.5 or higher.
You got to go to JUCO and try to get your GPA up. A JUCO is a junior college. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
ain't nothing bad about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not shaming nobody in the path they got to take because we all make mistakes and we all learn through our mistakes.
Right.
And maturity is a big part of your learning process.
Right.
You know
right. I'd argue that you should, out of high school, go to a community college, learn the fundamentals of school, get your GPA pretty decent before you go off to a university. Because some kids, including myself, when I did it, they go out to a university and they like, yo, it's everything out here.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then you just get that freedom and all that types of things going on.
You feel like
you just academically crash
badly
because you still got to do your work. I think one of the things that a lot of our guys are starting to find out, I made it to college. Yes. Oh man, it's more work.
Way more work.
I gotta do all this work the time.
All the time.
Shout out to all my graduates.
Yeah, congrats.
Salute,
my man's graduated
this
Killer
spring. Camp. Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? My man's Mel's graduated.
Hey, all my high school cats.
Up for him, you
Spice, Lib, Donnie.
Yeah. Dev, they graduated. Yeah.
Dev.
My name's Adam.
Team Gritty. Carter Knox.
Yeah,
everybody, man. Yeah. If I missed you, my apologies. Shout out, man. Yo, it's a major accomplishment. I don't care if it's high school. I don't care if it's an AA. I don't care if it's a BA, Masters.
You did it.
Yo, man, you accomplished. They put these benchmarks so you can show that you can accomplish things.
Right.
You may not use all of those things at the job. You may not use all of those things in the next part of your life.
Right. But you showed yourself you could do it, because a lot of
benchmarks, they kind of weed you out. Can you do this? Can you do that? A lot of those things are something you may not even use in your profession.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you need that. You need that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Congratulations, yo.
Congrats. Clap it up. You know.
So the transition, how do y'all feel Caitlin Clark fared and Angel Reese?
In their first game, yo, they was Caitlin. They was talking.
She was
about,
getting bullied.
They was talking about they better
She was
chill, because
getting
the
bullied.
first class fight's gonna be over with.
What?
They gonna be back on Spirit.
What?
Hey, man, she got to go through the fire, though.
Yo.
When you just celebrated coming out of college, it
They
happened to
want
the
you.
best players in the league
Yeah,
when they
they-
came out of college.
Yeah.
You got to prove yourself. It's
Right.
too much. You getting too much.
Right.
You getting all the commercials. You getting the bag. Everybody rocking your jerseys.
She get paid more than everybody.
Right, I've
That's
been
it.
in the league doing my thing.
Come
It's,
on now.
it's
And now you
hyenas
come
out
through.
here, fam.
Come on
You
now.
come through and everybody's supposed to bow down.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nah,
that
you're going
ain't
to have
happen.
to earn.
She was 5 for 15. 20 points, though.
8, 9 turnovers.
10.
She had a Julius Randle game.
10.
Right. But guess what, though? That'll probably be her worst game ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember Curry's first couple of years in college. He was really bad. They thought they made a mistake over there at Davidson.
Yeah.
But what I did see is her game is a complete.
Yeah, it's transferable for
she
sure.
do pass. She could shoot it. She could get to the rim.
Yep.
So she gonna be straight, man. Angel Reese is gonna be a beast down there.
Right. She had it was 12, 7 rebounds.
Right, she gonna be a double. She close to every game.
You know what I'm saying?
Her game translates. She go get it off the glass.
Get your prize picks right.
You know what I'm saying? right. Get your parlays right.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? She go get it off the glass,
Right.
and then she run the floor.
Right. I mean, women's basketball is dominated by a lot of the bigs. You know what I'm saying?
Right, especially
Liz
the athletic-
Cambage.
Yeah.
You talk about even Diana Taurasi, who's a little taller. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
Lena
Brittany
Deladon,
Griner.
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Brittany
right.
Griner, all these different types of
Right,
players.
right.
So she fit right in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wonder how the girl.
Angel Wilson.
Angel Reese. Oh, Angel Wilson. Asia
Asia
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, Asia
Asia
Wilson.
Wilson
Yeah,
for the Aces.
Yeah, for the Aces. Yeah.
She do her thing.
Yeah.
I wonder how the girl from South Carolina gonna do.
Oh, you talk about her.
The big?
The center, yeah.
her-
Oh, she gonna do
her
all
teammate?
right. Yeah, they gonna
Yeah.
do all right. I think she's injured right now.
Yeah,
If
she
I'm-
still got to deal with something.
Yeah, she
or
got. I
whatever
think
the
she's got
situation
a
is.
slight injury right now, so she's not playing.
Yeah.
But the W is up and running. It's the season started. Young talent is tuning in.
Tune into the WNBA because it's popping. I'm telling you, it's
Right,
popping.
right.
What I don't understand is how they didn't have private flights. Like they just flying regular.
Yeah, they was flying commercial.
I mean,
man.
you see
The
what
money.
you see what they making.
Right, right.
You see what Caitlin Clark rookie
You
contract.
see what
it
they
was
do in
less
their
than she
off
made it.
season. All the off season, they go overseas to get the bag.
Nah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I think they're gonna make it move in
I
the right
remember
direction.
seeing
They
the
have to.
Dallas female team at the airport one time when I was like 15, 16.
You chopped it up with her.
Yeah.
You was hanging out.
Right.
You ain't
I
asking for
remember.
no pictures.
Nah, no pictures.
Right. Nah,
but it was cool to see. Like,
said,
you
"Yo."
know,
Nah, but I think their money's getting better now. Though.
Nah,
Yeah.
facts.
Money
facts.
getting better now. They're getting sponsorships.
Facts.
Way more people tuned in.
Just can't hurt Clark.
Right.
Keep it chill. Keep it chill.
Right. So they doing all right, man. They're gonna be all right in the league.
Right.
okay, so we think they gonna fare well. Loving basketball.
Hey man, it's crazy.
Don't do it. From my experience, don't do it.
It's-
So
it's-
like my sophomore year, I had made first team all district.
Mm-hmm.
I had got MVP of the championship game. District came back junior year. I'm the only junior starting on a team full of all seniors. We had 10 seniors. I'm the only junior starting. I'm balling in the fall league, leading scorer. Season come around, start dating this girl. Went from starting, I'm not even playing by the end of the season. I'm smoking weed every day.
Oh,
man. She turned you out.
No, it was bad. It was bad. It was
He
bad.
crashed out.
Crashed out.
over.
Nah, love
Shorty.
to do
Crashed
that,
out.
man.
Can't you can't
Love
you
to
can't.
do that, man.
It's-
You go ahead and
Oh
jump on
goodness,
that
man!
one,
Look! I'm gonna tell you one thing. Relationships. I'm not demonizing no relationships. I'm not saying, but you got to keep your priorities straight. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Facts.
emotionally, it's hard to, when you get in the mud. So sometimes it's like you got to think about that. Do you love the game? Because the game is gonna get you further, especially where you are right now as young people. It's gonna get you further than being in a relationship. Because sometimes a relationship, especially all the emotions and things like that can get to you. And then when the coach is talking to you, you feel the type of way because your girl was snapping at you all night or yada, 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 or whatever it is. Or you at her crib laid up all the time, not getting to the gym. I know a couple youngins where I'm like, man, y'all got to stay off that, man. It's bad. But even for me, in my perspective, man, because you know, there have been times in my life where I've been in relationships and things like that. And I just see how much more driven I've been when I've been single and I've been focused on getting to the bag and focused on getting to the priorities and achieving my goals. And it's not saying that you can't do that in a relationship. It's just, it's hard sometimes because you take time away from it. You know what I'm saying?
That kitty will blind you.
I'm the OG of the group.
Right.
So I got a few different perspectives.
Right.
I got my perspective. I got looking at kids. I got looking at my son.
Right.
Man, it's tough, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man, there's no like handbook to it.
Nah.
There's no like follow these steps and you'll get to the success. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My view on it, you know what I'm saying? My experience is when I'll never forget, you know what I'm saying, in high school, I chose basketball over like dating this chick. You know what I'm saying? And I told her straight up, yo, it's the season and this ball is my priority.
Can't do
Holler
it.
at you after the season.
Right.
Of course she got with my man and that was that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Goodness.
It's all about understanding who you are and how you operate.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the relationship is a tyrant.
Nah.
I'm not saying those things. I'm not saying it's a negative thing because you could have a partner that big you up, support you, make sure you on your job, make sure you ain't crashing out on the weed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stay off the weed.
Come on now. That's what we said. We already talked about it first episode.
But what happens is that, you know what I mean? If you're not really confident in who you are, you start trying to become something to please them. You start
say it again,
you start making decisions to please
Talk about
them.
it.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk
So
about it.
you gotta know
Blinded.
who you are, man.
Blinded.
Like, and you know, and my man is the therapist, licensed and all that.
Come
so
on
there's
now.
some issues that could go deeper on internally.
The trauma.
That you searching for love.
Right.
You need affection.
Right.
You need
Validation.
validation.
Right.
You want to be affirmed.
You see your man's got something going on. Your
Right.
homies.
You got this insecurity.
trying
You
to-
want to say I got a girl.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But man, it's difficult, man.
It's tough.
Once you start mixing love and basketball, once you start having relationships early that are very serious while you're trying to
They ain't
search for
seen the
your
movie?
goal.
They ain't seen
They
the movie.
had to see
No,
the
no,
movie.
they definitely didn't see
but
the movie.
the movie, you know, it was a happy ending.
Yeah, but that's not how it is.
But sometimes it could be a crash out.
yeah, sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
But he did crash out though.
Right, he crashed out, then he got back on track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't fall in love while
Yeah.
you're pursuing your dreams.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't have a love interest while you're on the way to your goals. But what I'm telling you is that when you bring in another responsibility,
Right.
Put your
when you
weight
bring
on
in
it.
another I need to do.
Talk to me.
You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what you
Say
say,
it.
relationships take time. You
That's
gotta
a
put
job.
time in.
They take
you gotta put
sacrifice.
time
It's a
in
job.
to create that relationship.
It's a job.
So that means less time in the gym.
Less
Time
Yep.
on my work.
Yep.
Less time on me.
Less
Less
time focused.
Think about how much time you start to think about what you need to do for
I
that
just told some
relationship.
kids that yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if it's a real love consumes you.
Yeah.
When you in love,
When you
love is an obsession.
that's what they said.
Love
Drunken
is
love.
everything, no. Everything, obsession.
They be-
It's validation.
Come on now.
It's all kind of emotions. And when you young and in love, you don't know what that feeling
What-
is.
what real love
Real quick
is.
though, I said the real dangers of life is young love.
Oh.
Look at Romeo and Juliet. I always
Come
go
on
back
now.
to that. Young love is
Come on
a
now.
dangerous thing.
Both
Young love
crashed
will
out.
have them sneaking out your crib.
Sneaking out the crib at
Young love will have them sneaking somebody in the crib. Young love will have them making decisions.
Young love will have them not coming back to the
Young
crib.
love will have them making decisions like creating a life.
You
know what I'm saying?
I had
So
a homie.
and then being obsessed and being, you know what I'm saying?
On that.
Being obsessed with something. All of those emotions.
Overconsume. Because the thing is when you in love, you don't be counting the idle time when you laying
Nah,
up. Like
man.
you lay down and you look up and it's been
Nah.
5 hours and you be like, it's already been 5 hours. Let me go lay back down.
They confuse infatuation
With love.
With love. Ooh.
So
they
is
feel
it
they
a
confuse
distraction?
good feeling.
You said, is it a
with
distraction?
love.
Is it a distraction?
It's a distraction if you make it a distraction. Anything you
Right.
do, anything that takes you off your track of where you want to go is a distraction.
Right.
But can you consume that relationship and stay
Do you
online.
even know, do people even know what love is? I think Maya Angelou said it best. Love liberates. That's a poem. Everyone should listen to
Man,
that.
love
poem.
is work.
It's work. I mean, if you talk about biblically, you know, it says love is patient, love
Right.
is
Love is
kind,
work.
love is not self-centered, love is not jealous, love is not envious, love is not. They keep going.
But they say
all of it.
So if you in love, that means that person should be supporting you, pushing you.
Yes.
They should be setting the clock, making sure you get up to do your work.
Yeah, and not nagging you.
They should always
Yeah.
make sure you don't stray off of the things you were doing before you got in love with them.
Right. Saying this is the main thing. The love can't be the main thing right now because you was already on this before I met you. That's why I was rocking with you because you was on this. Now if you start turning into this guy,
right?
That's you know,
right. Love is different for everybody.
It's different for everybody
because you got to learn how to love, and
Right.
you learn how to love through your elders, through your peers, through your mother and your father.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I always equate how they handle all that early based on the way they was being raised or what they experienced. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I could tell you this though, God put us on this earth to mate and to be with somebody.
To love, yeah.
To love something.
Love is the greatest
You know what I'm
thing.
saying? So I'm not saying don't be in love, but I'm saying it's crazy when you in love and so obsessed with it in high school.
You
or
can't
middle
love
school.
nobody else if you don't
You love yourself. But,
Yeah.
but how do you know you love yourself? Like, when do you know that?
If you loved yourself, you would put your goals first.
Right. Word. Say less.
Say less.
But you know what I mean? But the realities is that my goals include now my new love.
Some people
But I
have
want
to-
you more than I want that thing.
Right,
that I was
right.
driving. And
And
if
so-
you affirm me, that no longer matters.
Exactly.
So is it the responsibility of the lover to say, yo, I don't want to take you off your track. I like you for your motive. I like you for your drive.
I can't even
I saw
say.
you going and I want to jump on that train.
Yeah. I can't say it's their fault because I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like when you talk about being infatuated, like you said, in somebody, that is a mutual thing. So
Right.
you got to choose to be infatuated. You got to choose to keep going over to shorty crib. You got to choose to wake up and say good morning. You chose to make her name my everything.
Right.
Not the rock my everything.
Right.
Her name in your phone my everything. And I think that's the problem. Is some guys, they get so some girls or whoever, some relationships, they get so infatuated with this. I want them to seem like mine. I'm so overconsumed with this person.
Love
this is my
liberates.
thing.
Are you tattooing your girlfriend's name on you because you love her?
Man. Damn.
Tattooing what on who?
Damn,
What?
homies,
Bro,
not doing
what?
What are you talking about? No,
Nah,
I did see
nah,
somebody
that's what I'm
like
saying.
they did like a little
Like,
face tat or somebody.
No,
or-
I'm telling you, like they out here.
Nah,
tatting
that's crazy.
They girlfriend's name on their body.
no, they tat faces on people.
Right,
Like they whole face.
Like,
yeah.
just imagine, like, yo, I love her. You in high school, and now you show up with a tattoo of her name on your neck.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah,
that's
you're
bananas.
fried.
You're
That's
crazy.
That's bananas,
Fried.
right? That's
Crazy.
way too much. That's crazy. Like how who told you that's okay when you like love somebody?
But that's the thing,
You're
when you get away
insane.
from the tribe, when you get away from the elders, you don't have any good counsel.
Talk
They
to
start
him,
doing
Mike.
whatever
Right.
they want to
Talk
do.
to him,
Like,
Mike.
you know what I'm saying?
these kids is
talk to
making
him,
wild-
Mike.
Come
they
on
making-
now.
They making wild decisions early.
But that's why they love these girls, because they say, oh, I can create a life aside from what I was. You know what I'm saying? My parents might have raised me this way, but I get to create this life with this person. And it's a false sense of reality. They get to be the man to this girl. They get to be super Mr. Motion. But when they go back to the crib, it's why you ain't wash the dishes, fold your clothes, man, you ain't wash. Come on now, what's going on? And that's why they don't be at the crib. Man, I don't like mom no more. I'm gonna be over my girl crib. You know what I'm saying? Because the girl take care of them, cook, clean, bathe them.
Love is a lot of
crazy.
emotions. I'm a big fan of just be patient,
Yes,
slow down,
yes.
pump your brakes,
Slow.
establish your goals, create a routine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't date. I'm not saying you can't love her.
It's just
or
hard
him.
when you're young because
What
you
I-
don't even know what you want.
I'm just telling you, man, young love is dangerous.
It's
man.
very dangerous. It's
very dangerous. It's one of the most powerful things out there because they will disrespect mom and dad. They will disrespect
I
the
disrespected
family.
mom and dad.
They will do things against the family early for love.
Disgrace the family name.
Disgrace the family name for love. Make wild decisions for love. How about loving a girl and she ain't even meet your people?
No, that's crazy. How do you? Okay. How do you feel about that? Right? Because you got you know, a
situations.
son. You got a son. You got a son.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, I'm not telling you, Messiah, not to love her. Name drops. Nah, man, fall in love, bro.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, man, just make sure you stick to the script.
Stick to the main. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Because everything isn't forever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you go into it locked in that this is mine forever,
right,
you could be disappointed in 20 years.
You could lose what could have been forever.
Yeah.
Because that rock could have been forever.
Disappointed in 10 years.
Now you put that rock down and you lost the shorty?
There should be a method to the madness, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like, no, there's a way to navigate it.
You gotta introduce them to the family.
There's a way to navigate it.
All the way in love, right?
There's a way to navigate it. Like there's rules.
There's rules. There's blueprints.
Right.
Like I'm not a big fan on they never met the family. I love her so much.
No, that's crazy.
I gotta make sure of a few things. I gotta have some check marks.
Yeah, because if the peoples don't like her, I mean, what's she gonna be around me all the time?
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Not even saying that's gonna make my decision.
Right.
But I gotta respect that decision at least and understand what's going on and what's the vibe.
Right.
My family got a lot of vibes and a lot of discernments. You know what I'm saying? I got a spiritual family.
Right.
So we like to check the essence of the person, the spirit of that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My wife is very spiritual.
Right.
She's got the gift of discernment.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? We just want to always make sure that our kids, we got kids that have relationships, and for all of them, we want to meet these people.
Right.
We want to get to know them. We want to bring them to family functions.
Right, because it's a legacy. It has to do with the legacy of you.
Right. And we also want to make sure it ain't that between the legs that got you so infatuated that you haven't even thought about.
Talk to them.
What they doing in the streets.
Talk to them.
Or how they live. Or what they priorities are.
Talk to them.
You know what I mean? Because that thing will have you going cuckoo.
They
you know what I'm saying?
It's power.
That thing will have you going cuckoo.
It says it runs the world.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the greatest men. I tell my son all the time, the greatest men. Check their history. 95% of them fell to love or fell to obsession.
Right.
Adam and Eve. All the way to, you know what I'm saying?
Solomon.
Yep.
King Solomon. Conquerors.
You talking about
Khan.
Samson and
Bill
Delilah,
Clinton.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Bill Clinton.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Men fall to that, you know what I mean?
That snappy nappy.
That snappy nappy, you know what I mean? They fall to it, man. They become
hump.
Consumed by it. You know what I mean? So
stay off of it.
I'm just saying, if you could take that out of the equation.
As long as possible
to validate that feeling.
And establish yourself as a person.
And establish yourself as we are in a relationship that is not consumed by the physicality.
Right.
The
intimacy.
The lust.
I actually see this person
The
being somebody
lust.
that can help me get to where I go instead of just somewhere that I can get off, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
The lust. If I could see, for me, I grew up in a time where lusting and intimacy and those
it's coming back. It's coming back.
Like that was the drive of the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
It's coming back.
If Shorty wasn't popping with it, then it wasn't like we was gonna be in no love because I needed what I needed.
That's what they saying
you know
now,
saying?
Coach.
Right,
it's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So, yo, love take the test. Yo, this is the Gritty and Wylie test. If you really love her, no physicals.
No physicals.
Stay off the physicals for the minute.
Yep,
you know
stay off the physicals. See if you enjoy her. See if you, don't think about the face. Don't think about the body. Think about her intellect.
Her personality.
Right.
Her
swagger,
character. How she deal with your family.
How she deal with her family.
Right.
All these things.
Take those into account before we say, I love her and I want to marry you and all of that good stuff.
Right. Slow down.
Slow down
on the romance.
Yeah, slow down on the romance and make sure
now.
you check your finance.
Check your finances because they'll run your pockets.
Right. Because you need some bread to be in love. You can't be broken in love. They not going for that for too long.
That's the best kind of love.
Them is, but he said that's the best. He said that's the most authentic.
Broke love don't last long. I'm gonna tell you, I'm an OG.
Yeah.
I love that. So just to conclude it, love is something that you need.
You need
absolutely.
100%.
We all want to feel love.
Your priorities have to be aligned first.
Right.
And your goals have to be first.
Right. 100%. The two greatest commandments: love God, love others.
Right.
So love is real.
Love is necessary.
Right.
So last week, I talked about running your race. What does that look like? And I just want to take a moment to be transparent and vulnerable, because transparency breeds intimacy. So I got to a point just within myself last week when I found myself not from a place of envy or jealousy, but just having, you know, that spiritual esteem, being able to look to people's current situations and seeing that, you know, God promises manifested in their life and he's taking them from glory to glory. And I say that to mean, okay, maybe last year you ain't have X amount of money, or, you know, you ain't had that apartment, you ain't had this, you ain't had that, whatever. Fast forward this year, you got that.
Right.
You got that. You've been blessed, you've been aided, you're living in that overflow. But I'm watching you and I'm witnessing you not go back to the Creator and not give back to whom gave to you.
Amen.
Pride come before the fall. So I see the destruction and I'm like, well, you know, God, well, I'm locked in and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I just don't but I just talked about running your race and doing the things that you got to do and being locked in on your purpose, your calling, your goals, whatever God called you to do.
Right.
Who God called you to be. So I just want to apologize to me and apologize to y'all, because how can I give that to somebody and still be knocked off my pivot?
Right.
Brother,
But
right, brother.
I was knocked off my pivot to be given this. To God be the glory.
Yes, sir.
You always reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Regardless of when that season of sowing comes, you'll get out what you put in.
Absolutely.
So the Bible says, cast your seeds. Some seeds fell on good ground. Some seeds was eaten up by fowl of the air. Some seeds were washed away in the water. But when the season came, some seeds bear great fruit.
Yep.
And some seeds bear little fruit. Are you willing to continue without an expectation of what that result will be like? Without being able to determine, okay, well, if I work for 3 months, I'll be able to be successful for 5.
Right.
Because you don't know. You don't know what that seed is going to bear, but will you still put in that effort? Will you still be committed in the class?
Right.
Will you still be committed in this relationship to yourself?
Right.
To your partner? Will you still go out? You getting up at 5 in the morning, you going to the gym. You going to school. You putting in that, but you're not seeing nothing. The coach still not rocking with you.
Right.
You abstinent. You asking God, hey, God, send me a great woman. You done put the bottle down. You put the weed down. You stop cheating. But you still not seeing no progression.
Right. Well, you still put
so
that
my
seed
dog
out
like
there.
to say, I ain't come this far to get close. You already know what you did, what you've been doing, what that'll get you.
Right.
Step out of the room. It all coincides. It all aligns.
Right.
You know what I mean? So keep your foot on the pedal. All gas, no brakes. And eventually, you get to where you're trying to be.
Perseverance at the end of the day.
That's real.
I got it tatted. Right there.
Right. That's real. Stay focused.
Gotta stay locked in.
I would just want to give a couple of quick shout outs. I mean, I want to give a shout out to Spicer Stonecare.
Yes, sir.
We'll have that information on the YouTube as far as where to contact if you're looking to get floor restoration.
Yep.
He does a great job. I've been working with him. He's done a lot of my stuff at my house. So shout out to Spicer Stonecare.
Yep.
Make sure you tap in.
If
you need your
floors done.
Yeah, your
hit
floors
up Al.
done, restoration, correction, all that.
Come on now.
Tap in. You know what I mean? Another shout out to all my graduates. A lot of kids I've been training since they were in middle school, or 2024 kids. So congratulations.
Yep.
The job is not done. You're just starting. You know what I'm saying? So I expect you
The
guys
journey begins.
to really take your life by the will and start to create your own path and your own destiny.
Right.
A lot of parents do the driving for those first, for the elementary, middle school, high school.
Right.
Now it's time for you to get the car and drive.
Right.
Make sure you strap in with Jesus.
Yep.
Maybe strap in with
Let
your
him
Lord
take
and
the
Savior.
wheel.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? And everything will work itself out.
Right.
Shout out to my family.
Yep.
Love you, wifey. Thank you for giving me the strength. God be the glory.
Shout out to everybody watching. Continue to tune in. We love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Follow us on the socials and everything like that. You know what it is. It's the Gritty and Wylie show. You know what I'm saying?
This is Gritty.
Yes, sir.
That's Wylie.
Yes, sir.
Wylie.
Yes, sir. Get to
Holla
it.
at me.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
She said she needed space, couldn't tell her she was phony. Let her do her, and then she text all the homies. Damn, used to say I'd die behind a